What's up, YouTube? Coming at you today with the Celtic button knot demo, and basically it's a really nice finishing knot. It's a good cinch. I use them on my pouches as a cinch. You can actually hold a lot of stuff in there and it'll hold it shut with just one if you do it nice and tight, and it's not going anywhere. And you'll see what all's in here real quick. Got a monkey's fist. Got my ball bearing pouch, which also has 3 Celtic button knots on it. You can add a few on these pouches just for looks, but extra cordage. And then I've got a bunch of stuff in the pouch, just paracord stuff. Wooden beads, some keychain things, some S-beaners, little light. Mr. Deermaster beads, running out of those, buddy. And a compass and a carabiner. Anyway, let's get right into this. The button knot is a good cinch, like I said, so you can also use them on a necklace. And with a monkey's fist, if you put one up at the top, that way someone can put it on and then adjust to make it fit them. So I'm going to demonstrate, excuse me, on both of those. And I'm going to use orange, and it should show up real good for you guys. So basically I've got a piece here that is roughly 20 inches, and it's good to start with just a little bigger piece than you would really need to make a button knot while you're practicing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with a short piece here in our hand, and we're going to make an overhand loop counterclockwise going over the bottom strand. And I don't know all the proper knotting terms, guys. I do what I can to remember what they're called. So then you're going to make another overhand loop counterclockwise over top of that one, making 3 circles, 3 small holes, or what looks like a small cheeseburger. So then with the long end, let's fix that twist there. Alright. So you got your cheeseburger, and with the long end, we're going to come down through the bottom of the first loop, then we're going to come up through the middle, then down through the third loop. We're going to bring it around, but we're going to leave another loop at the end, right here. Now this is kind of the tricky part of the hold, and as I've said so many times, holding the knots and figuring out where and how to hold them can be the most difficult part. So I've come over my thumb with it, and now at this point I'm going to grab it and replace my thumb with this finger here, holding everything I've got put together there now. Then go back with the thumb and grab it again. Okay? So now I'm going to come down through this first hole that we just formed, and then I'm going to come up. The easiest way to remember is the same hole that you came up through the first time. And now we're done. Okay? So now you have a Celtic button knot, and it's just a series of tightening. And one thing you can do is just finish that and tighten it up right here, and there's no burned ends, and it's on this as a stopper. So for example, on a pouch, both these ends could be Celtic button knots. Or you could do anything you want there, a cobra stitch or a piranha knot or whatever. But so at this point, I could fill all that out, tighten it up, and it would be on here with no burns. But what we're going to do is use it as a cinch. So I'm going to put my necklace in through there, and now just get it out of my way and start tightening. So basically, you don't want to pull these 2 first ones. The first time you start tightening, you don't want to pull that too tight, just enough. If you pull it too tight, you won't be able to get the other ones as easily. Then you just start with one of the loops where you have some slack and follow it around. I just pulled it this way, so we're going to continue to go that way. It comes through here next. Just figure out where it goes and start pulling it through here. Through here. And you're going to end up following it all the way around twice. So I've got that. I'm not going to pull it too tight yet. just enough. Now we're going to pull this slack. Just follow it all the way around. You'll come out one end or the other, kind of like when you're making a monkey's fist. It's got to come out somewhere. So unless you get turned around over and over and over again, you're going to come out one side or the other. Now at this point, I'm pulling pretty tight as I go. Sorry, that's my bracelet hitting the table nonstop. Alright, so now that's it. This one's going to pull that last loop taut. So at this point, if you're going to use it as a cinch, you want to go nice and tight. Okay, now you have a Celtic button knot. That'll function as a cinch. And on this, for example, once you get the necklace on, you would start here in this position. Once you get the necklace on, you can pull it down some and make it a smaller necklace. So what we're going to do is cut the ends off. And my lighter. Now, if you push it a little bit away from the inner strand, which is green here, you can try to keep your burn off there so you don't have any problems when you're sliding. We're going to use the blue part of the flame until it's like almost liquid state and bubbling. Then we can push it and flatten it away from the green one and just create a nice little bump there. It'll have some rough edges. Hit it with the blue flame one more time all the way over, and you'll have a nice smooth surface. Alright, same thing on the other side. Leave just enough to get a nice burn, and then again pinch the inner, whatever color you're using, away from that one, and then kind of push it away from that one. Let it fray a little bit, get it in the direction you're wanting to go. Use your blue flame until you're basically where you want to be, and then it's a mushroom a little bit and you flatten it out away from the green, pushing away from the green, and just rock it over, flatten it out. You'll have some little rough spots. Hit it with the blue flame one more time. Nice and soft. You have a nice cinch. Alright guys, well I hope that helps some of you out there. This orange paracord is actually kind of thin. This black, for example, is nice and tight, and it's hard to see on camera, but it is bigger. And you can turn this into a double. You can use two colors. You can get real creative with them. There's a lot of ways to use them, and that's hard to see too. That's camo. But I really like them. And if you feel like you're going to carry heavy things, like this pouch is my ball bearings. I have 3 cinches on there, but one of them's never come loose. So need to restock. But here's 3 1-inch ball bearings, and this will hold 7. And 1 cinch works, but again, I could use all 3 if I was worried about it. And I really like the Celtic button knot. So if anybody has any questions on that, definitely let me know, and I thank you for watching. Everybody have a great day. Please sub.